Name on a list. Yes, many don't know this, but you can't just go buy a Corvette. Actually, yes, you freaking can. I don't know what drug this guy is on. That's not at all true. He even goes on to say, oh, the process of purchasing it is very daunting. You know, they weigh your balls and stuff. They don't. Anyone could just walk into a Chevy dealership, let's be real, it's a freaking Chevy, and be like, yo, I want a Corvette. There you go, congratulations. You can buy a brand new Corvette, you can buy a used Corvette. If you want to option one from factory, you can go ahead and do that too. Now, before anyone says, oh, you're just a hater, if you're new to this channel, I own a Corvette Z06 C7 generation, so trust me, this isn't me hating the Vet. This is me making a video about all the random dumb things that other Vet owners just say about owning a Corvette. So back to what I was saying, a lot of Corvette owners act like it's a super special car. Oh, there's a waiting list, or oh, if you order like a, you know, when the Z01s first came out, or if you have like a special model like the C7R Z06s or the Carbon 65s for I think the Grand Sports, those models were limited production. Yes, you had to get on waiting lists for that, but right now there's no waiting list. You can literally, if you have the money, you can log on to Chevrolet, order a Corvette, congratulations, whatever months it says that's going to take to make your Corvette, they're going to make your Corvette. It's not, oh, we aren't even going to start producing it, you know, oh wow, it's a limited production number, oh, you didn't make it in time, you're not on the list. Get over yourself. It's not that special. This isn't a Ferrari. That's the beauty of the Corvette, in my opinion. It's not meant to be super unobtainable. It's the American dream. It's a car designed that if anyone has the opportunity, if you've worked hard in your life, you have the chance to go get a Corvette, and I think that's beautiful. Having said that, why do people garage queens their car? The Corvette doesn't appreciate anyway. This goes back to people thinking that it's a super special car, like, oh, better not drive it. You're just at a double loss, because when you garage queen a Corvette, especially if it's not a super limited edition one, and even if it is one, not only loses value from a monetary standpoint, you're losing value from a memory standpoint as well, and all the beautiful memories that you could be making, all the enjoyment you could be having driving the dang thing. So when it comes time to ultimately sell it, you're just giving someone else a better deal. So you're not having any fun, and you aren't saving money. There are plenty of Corvettes. They make thousands a year. Go drive your Corvettes. Alright? Drive it on the weekends, enjoy it with your wife, take it out, go on dates. Heck, if you don't want to spend time with your wife, go on a date with the car, you know, take it to the mountains, take it on back roads, take it to the countryside. Like garage keeping my car, making it where I would stress over not being able to enjoy it and drive it, that sucks the life out of the car, and it sucks the life out of you. People get very upset when you modify your Corvette. On a lot of forums that I've read, they always say this message, oh, leave it stock, that's the way the manufacturer intended it. Look, again, Corvettes aren't some super rare collector's car. They won't depreciate it if you modify it. You don't have to keep everything OEM. Few exceptions. If you have a collector's Corvette, a classic Corvette, a limited edition Corvette, sure, it makes sense. I can see why you don't want to modify it. I can see why you want to keep it OEM, because that does actually make it appreciate. But for run-of-the-mill folk like me who just own ones that they make thousands of a year, we really shouldn't get as much hate as we do. Like, the most annoying thing that people who mod their Corvettes get told is, you don't deserve to own that car. If you didn't like it the way it came, you just shouldn't have bought it and just bought a different car that you would like the way it came. I hate to break it to you. There's some of us in the car community where there is no such thing as a perfect car from factory. It is never going to come exactly the way we want. Especially in the case of GM, they aren't some holy grail of a manufacturer. They make mistakes. Cars aren't perfect from factory, so I will gladly modify and even upgrade things that I see as flaws until it satisfies me. Now, I'm not ricing the car. I still buy high quality parts, and heck, I even buy OEM parts that were originally designed for the car, and people still complain. For example, I put stage 3 aero on my car, and it only came with stage 2 originally. The parts I bought were literally from Chevrolet. They aren't even aftermarket, but some people still say this, oh, if you just wanted stage 3 aero, you should have just bought it from factory. You shouldn't have to change your car. Get over yourself. Not every vet owner has the luxury to special order a car brand new straight off the assembly line with the exact components. Some people buy Corvettes used, and in my case, we buy it brand new, but it's been pre-optioned by the dealership. And even though it doesn't have everything that you agree with, you'll still buy it because it has enough that you agree with. For example, there are only two things that I disagree with on my car. The fact that it has chrome wheels and the fact that it had stage 2 aero. Both of which I can resolve in just a couple $100. It's not the super expensive fix. the Corvette that I did find that was exactly the way I wanted, but it was all the way in California. I'm not driving over 1,000 miles to get that Corvette when I could just make a compromise. Okay, I'm gonna go buy this one. It has just 2 things I'm upset with that I can easily change. Okay, that's just, in my opinion, it makes more sense. Why would I pay 100 grand to special order a Z06 or travel super duper far to find the one that I want when I could just buy the brand new demo car that's sitting on the lot for much cheaper and just slap on the winglets for a couple $100? In a nutshell, I don't like purists. If you own a Porsche or a Corvette, you'll find tons of them. I do miss the Mustang community in the sense that people actually encouraged modding, and they did kind of actually tease you if you had a bone stock car, which I don't support that. So the purpose of this section is that if you want to keep a car stock, it's your car, so it's your choice, okay? I'm fine with that. But at the same vein, it's my car and my choice, and I'm going to modify mine. Again, certain exceptions apply. I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm not going to rice the car. Now, speaking of mods, when it does come to the groups that are okay with mods, they're super picky. So for one thing, the stage for the arrow that I talked about, a lot of people don't like it. They'll take it off, or if you have yours and you show pictures of yours on the forum, everyone starts ripping you a new a-hole. Like, oh my gosh, I bet that's horrible for MPG or horrible for top speed runs. Look, I don't do top speed runs in day-to-day driving. Secondly, really, you care about MPG and a Corvette Z06, like, but from Arrow of all things, probably creates just a little bit more drag. Like, oh, you might get like 1 less MPG. That's so negligible. I don't care. I look fly as hell with stage 3 Arrow. I think my car looks fantastic. I will gladly look cool if that means I get ever so slightly worse MPG that I'm probably not going to notice anyways. Plus downforce, bro. And then spacers. Oh god, spacers. Oh, this gives me nightmare flashbacks just thinking about what people on the forum say. So it's no secret that the Corvette is designed for an older audience. Chevy knows who buys it, and the older audience, y'all have a very dated taste. So like with older cars, it makes sense to have tucked in wheels, you know? It's very period correct. But on modern cars, come on, like it's becoming more universal to be flush. I get it if you don't like the poke look, alright? I understand if you don't like poke. That's sometimes still controversial. I don't hate it, but for flush, we can all agree that flush isn't bad, or at least I thought that's how it was, but they're always like, oh man, here's one of them young'uns who thinks getting flush wheels looks cool. You know, you better have the fender tuck look. Oh, I don't want those rock chips. I can't even get rock chips if I tried. You wanna know why? Because my wheels are freaking tucked in the fenders. They are so ridiculously tucked in. If I put 6mm spacers, just really small spacers, they'll be a little bit more flush. Still probably not even completely flush. Like at the end of the day, maybe I could compromise with them. Like I get it, you like the fender tuck look, but using the rock chip argument of all things, like that's stupid. Like if you're worried so much about rock chips, don't even drive your car. Don't even buy a car. You'll never get rock chips if you don't ever drive. And then even when you get small spacers, so aside from the flush look, aside from the rock chips look, they'll finally say, oh, better not use them spacers. Man, they're gonna make your whole suspension geometry just fall apart. Like, okay, I do know it is not designed the way it is from factory, but again, back to what I was saying earlier, factory isn't always perfect. In spacers case, they do sometimes do a little more harm than good, but when you use super small spacers, like anything under 10mm, you're usually okay. It's not going to blow. They talk about it like your entire car is going to get destroyed overnight. It's really not. And then the final thing I want to talk about is, speaking of old folk and Corvettes, no, I don't hate you guys, alright? I absolutely understand it. If anything, I appreciate that stereotype, because I'd rather have the stereotype of being a well-mannered old guy with a nice car than being some douche driving some riced crap box. And I've said it before in many older videos, like admittedly, being old isn't even bad. Like everyone's going to grow old anyways. So if they laugh at you or tease you for being old, who really cares? You still have a cool car. It was aspirational, you worked for it. Everyone usually will grow old. And when we do get old, or when you get old especially, don't freaking be insecure about it. There's so many cheesy Corvette merchandise that knows the target audience, midlife crisis thing, so they cater to them by making all these like, oh, don't underestimate an old man at Corvette. Please don't wear that shirt. It is so tacky. It is so cheesy. I don't know who designed that shirt, and I know fashion is also subjective, but this screams midlife crisis. Like, I know the whole point of the shirt is for someone like, oh, I may be in a midlife crisis, but I'm that cool guy in a midlife crisis. No, that shirt gives off the exact opposite vibe. It says I'm in a midlife crisis and I am screaming for attention because I am in a midlife crisis. It doesn't mean that you're the cool rebellious midlife crisis type. It's just you almost accepting it in the worst way possible. Like, and then you have other things like this sticker right here is like, oh, this is even worse. Or it's like, yeah, you never hear women call like Prius is cool. So I'm a graphic designer. That's what I went to university for. And all I have to say is, this is the worst sticker I've ever seen. Like, the quote doesn't even stay on one line, it's peeling off to the next line, and it just looks awful. And it's just one of those weird things where it's too long in the first place. You know, quotes should be short and sweet, because people need to read it very quickly. It's a freaking car that's passing by them, and I hope you're passing by them fast. But then again, you know what, who am I kidding? Most of these guys drive their Corvettes at like 50 on the highway. The point is, make sure it's not tacky. That's all I'm saying. Like, if it's got a Corvette picture on it, cool, I don't care. I think that's great. I think the word Corvette is great. I think the American flag is great. There's so many well-designed Corvette shirts, and I know some people will still make fun of you. Oh, that looks so midlife crisis-y for wearing a Corvette shirt, driving Corvette. Now, you know what? It's fine. Rock that look. Just own up to it. Just don't get those tacky phrases. Dear God, you're not making anyone think you're cool or quirky when they read those phrases. You absolutely are not fooling anyone. It just screams even more midlife crisis than anything. Having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and see y'all next time. Bladed Angel, out.